it's Brotuna here, and I'm just going to be showing you guys a couple of games. One where I lost, one where I won. A couple of 3-2 games, you know. 2-3s. Just games that were relatively close. Nothing flawless on either end. Just to show you a little bit of the good, a little bit of the bad, not just a stomp. So here's the game where I was playing with the champion Esmo and a couple of high diamond players, Thorn and Pearl, and at the time when I was actually playing the game, I was pretty annoyed that me, you know, being Bakko, not having that much sustain. Of course, I took the battle rate that gives me HP on X hits. Got paired with an Esmo who doesn't heal or have that much of sustain himself. But it really doesn't matter. We should have just played a little bit differently. This is one of the games where I lost. Let you watch this. Now, what I typically try and do as Bakko is, after an opponent uses one of their abilities, for Thorn it'd be his burrow. As soon as he comes out of the ground, I normally try and punish him. That's the best time to do so. Great way to steal orb as Bakko is by launching it with your EXE. Not a lot of people suspect that thing to go flying and then throw an axe at it from a distance. Normally secure orb pretty easily by doing that. Now what we do start doing at the end is we try and play a little more aggressive. We swap up our playstyle. But towards the beginning of this game where we lost our first 2 rounds, or at least I tried playing like more back, and I was trying to peel for Esmo a little bit, you know, protecting him, but we didn't have the sustain to outlast him in a 2-on-2, you know, get Pearl and Thorn. It's quite a bit of healing. Of course we had Esmo's heal and my red axe battle rate, but without the orb control that we needed, we couldn't play like that. Fading out counters. Melee range against the Pearl. I didn't have leap, so she had the multi.
Enemy team claimed the orb.
To always get the block a Thorn auto attack on the 3rd strike. Same thing with Freya. They normally go for the 3rd auto attack because it's empowered.
Your team won the orb.
Now, as you'll see, we win the next 2 rounds. We played, or at least I played a lot more aggressive, and it just worked out better. But typically, if you have a support or a ranged character and you aren't fighting Thorn Pearl with tons of sustain, you can normally play back, protect, wait for the Thorn, the burrow, and try and deal damage. You literally just leap on top of him as he's coming out of the ground, and yeah, me and the Esmo both agree to play a little more aggressive. Leap on top of him as he comes out of the ground. Using my EXE to separate both Pearl and Thorn. Wasted my space too early without having it. I just used it aggressively, that's why it didn't work out too well for me. Normally, whenever you use space on Bakko, you have to be dodging an ability with it or punishing someone as they're coming out of an ability. As you see there, I use the EXE to close a bigger gap, and that's where I talk about Raging Ram. It's just, I don't think that Raging Ram, I believe that's what it's called, it's the increased dash range on Bakko Z. I don't think it's worth taking really, because sure, you can close more gaps, it's you can hit people in the walls more frequently because all around you're dashing further, and it's gonna be a lot easier to hit walls that way. But I feel like if you need the extra distance, you can just EXE, because even if you take the battle rate, your EXE's distance or the range of it is still the same. Rather than taking that battle rate, you can just EXE whenever you need the extra distance. And then if you take wall slam or wall stun, whichever battle rate makes it so you stun them into a wall, if you launch them max distance into a wall, you can throw an axe at them for free. It'll hit them for free because the stun will go off as you're channeling your axe throw, and it'll hit them. It's tons of damage and like a boatload of utility. Right there, I should have waited for the Pearl to use her leap before, or her dash before I ulted, but I was pretty certain we had already won. And as you see there, I used my space to dodge her silence, and that's the way I should be using space. We start playing very well. Unfortunately, I throw it towards the end here. 100% my fault, I just died too early. Didn't space out my abilities well enough, and you'll see right here.
3, 2, 1, fight. Your team won the orb.
Yeah, I mean, at this point I've already lost so much maximum HP that if I do get it back, like, it's already pretty lost at this point. I do what I can to stay alive. I shield myself before going in hopes that I can help them out, because I couldn't just leave them alone, and we just end up losing. Unfortunately, I took way too much damage at the start of this fight and kind of threw the game. He does make a very good effort to take the game back, but
Match lost.
made a good comeback. In this second game, we go 3-2, and you will be able to see what we do here, what went wrong, what mistakes we made, and how we fixed them. Another good old Thorn Pearl combo with that ridiculous sustain between the Thorn buff that, or the Thorn debuff Thorn gives out, and Pearl's freeze the healing.
Enemy team won the orb.
What both me and Paloma are trying to do is
The death vortex.
stay as close as we can together, working together, chaining our abilities.
Round 1. 3, 2, 1, fight.
I do my best to stay as close as I can to Paloma while still applying pressure, dealing damage, and all that. So it gives her an easier time to heal. But of course, if I got closer right there and gave her my shield, that could have been pretty useful. Negate some damage that was coming her way, but activated a little too soon.
Your team won the orb.
Should have held on to my space. Saved it for when Thorn was coming out of the ground. Used it too aggressive. An aggressive way.
Enemy team won the orb. The death vortex is incoming.
Waited too long to wall slam them. Another good thing about wall stun is you always get a free auto attack off after you slam them into a wall because of the 0.6 second stun. And it's great if you take Adrenaline Slam, or whatever the battle rate is, that gives you Adrenaline Rush at the end of one of your E dashes. Because then you get a free empowered auto attack, so like a lot of damage. It's 18 from wall stun, and then another 17 from auto attack, so if you land them into a wall, you get 35 damage for free. That's pretty crazy. It's not free, you have to hit E to begin with into a wall, so. Helps with peeling enemies off of your teammates and whatnot.
Enemy team won the orb.
Waste my space again. if I had my space in that situation, I was going to leap out of that ulti and onto Thorn. Although a lot of times people will wait till I use my space to use their ultis, or else I just leap out of it. Use it aggressively there. It's going to end up costing me my life, these aggressive spaces. Great thing about EX space is it has a shorter cast time, so it's really useful whenever you want to try and close spaces quick between you and support or whatever you're trying to focus, especially if it's a 2-on-1 situation where you don't need to worry too much about waiting for their own abilities. So you can easily finish people off with 2 characters and abusing your EX space for the incapacitate. Another great thing I love is the wall stun after EXing someone into a wall. Really useful when it comes to separating 2 people, because facing a lot of ranged comps or ranged supports, just, you know, one ranged and one support and 2v2s, you can use your EXE to help separate them, and typically what I try and do to win those matches is I try and incapacitate one, you know, use EXE to zone them from, or like just prevent them from getting to their ally, just trying to keep them out of the fight as long as possible. And I normally do that to the ranged character, try and go for the support, but of course if people make mistakes, you need to swap aggro, go to them. I just end up missing a lot of my abilities. I don't do a well enough job to protect my Paloma. Probably could have given her the green orb as well. And I'm re-watching this. Now I figured that playing this at a faster speed, 1.5 times speed right now would be better. But if you feel like it's just too confusing, too much is going on all at once, and you just feel like it just takes away from the recording, let me know. I can play it at 1 time speed. I just didn't know if anyone wanted to, if it would be too long for that. Because these games are pretty long, especially, you know, when it goes to the maximum number of rounds. And I wanted to show you guys these games, not just 3-0s, like I said before, because, you know, a little bit of the good, a little bit of the bad. Couple of mistakes, I don't always play perfectly. In between rounds, talking about strategies with the teammate. Go aggressive on Pearl. Ends up getting rid of half of her max HP pool. Just about. She made a mistake at the start.
Enemy team won the orb.
Ooh, other side coming in, same using the ulti. When you can't wall stun them, I typically just throw an axe rather than auto-attacking them. Using space to give my ally bravery. I find that when I play solo queue games, I don't talk a whole lot. So I figured that I would record games while playing with my friend Pal Leroy, and you could hear what we talk about and how we solve problems in our games, and how we play against certain comps. And if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know, because that's what I plan on releasing in the next few days, maybe a week or so. Montage is coming out very soon, so that's something to look forward to. And if you like the video, drop a like. If you want to see more, because I do plan on posting more pretty soon, subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.